Hello there everyone, my name is Clink and welcome back to the Link's Awakening PC port. So last time we took on the Catfish's Maw and I progressed the trade sequence a little at the end of the part, but we haven't quite finished it yet, and yeah, I do want to go this way. Today we're going to finish it off. We're going to make our way to the 6th dungeon. This is one of the dungeons that just has a lot to do. I mean, I could have done some of this stuff before the 5th one, but go ahead and dive down in front of this bridge, and you can see the photo guy is here. Error. Go on ahead and jump onto this boat. I think you need the Roc's Feather to actually jump onto it. Oh, what is that you have in your hand? It's not a fishing hook, is it? You had better let me have it. I'll give you my next catch if you let me have it. Keep your eyes open and watch a pro at work. My, that's a big one. Sorry, need a sip of water. The hook became a necklace. Lucky. Okay, so I was wondering about this, if this would be the English version or the Japanese version. Because in the Japanese version, this would actually be a bra. We're gonna give this to the mermaid out in the lake. I have a feeling that I'll catch a big fish again. Keep your eyes open and watch a pro at work. So yeah, if you do it again... My, that's a big one. Whoa, that's a big one. Hey, photo guy, can you take a picture of this? You can get another piece of the photo quest done, which is great. I think there's 2 more photos left, I want to say. Anyway, with the necklace, then you can talk to the mermaid. Oh, that's it. That's my necklace. Give it back. I will give you a scale, as I said. Promise you'll only take 1. There we go. We get the mermaid's scale. And this is the end of the... pretty much the end of the trade sequence. Finishing the entire trade sequence, though, is very much worth it, even though the item you get from it is completely optional. And thank you, Mr. Buzzblob. So we need to pull out the hook shot, go over here, and the hook shot is also really helpful for defeating the Buzzblobs. It'll stun them, so that's nice. We put the missing scale into this mermaid statue, and if we head on inside... What the? Why are we taking damage? You can get the magnifying lens. This will reveal many things you couldn't see before. And hey, would you look at that? I'm going ahead and take out these masked mimics. Or not masked mimics, arm mimics. Masked mimics are the shy guys that we saw in the 2nd dungeon. And then I don't think ever show up again. But with the magnifying lens, there's a few things in the world that we can go do now. The first of which is actually going to be in the animal village. And as you can see, we only have 1 more item left to put in our item slots, yet there's going to be 3 more dungeons. Pretty much all the... Actually, no, I'm actually a little concerned about that. There's 2 more items, and there's only 1 more slot. Huh. Okay. I hadn't even realized that. So the first thing I want to do is right here. We go inside this building. With the magnifying lens, you can meet this Zora in here. Hey, you can see me? You must have a magnifying glass. I'm not a troublemaker. I just want to live in peace. Hi there, it's me, the photographer. You say Zora is in the house? I have to take a picture of that. I'll call it I Found Zora. There we go. There's our next photo. And at this point, I want to say there's only 1 left. I'm gonna have to double check that probably. And can I get a heart out of one of these? No? Okay. So, next up is gonna be a heart piece, which is not this way. It's gonna be this way. So there's gonna be 2 heart pieces to get, which we're pretty much working on the final heart container. We have 8 of the 12, and the last 2 aren't gonna be obtained until pretty much after Dungeon 7, so... Go ahead and bomb this, and we can head on into here. We're gonna need, I'm gonna equip this and hookshot. Knock this beetle off, and I actually need bombs still. We're gonna blow up this wall. It's really helpful being able to see past some walls in this port, just because you actually can figure out where some of these bombable walls are without slamming every random wall in the game. But we can go ahead and blow that boulder up so that we can hookshot across and get the heart piece. Very simple. That'll be our 9th heart piece, and that's not my Pegasus boots. I'm going to be very curious to see how the items go once we get these other two. We're going to get one of them today. The other one isn't even going to be obtained until the final dungeon, so it's not something I'll have to worry about for a few parts. But the rest of the stuff is going to be pretty much over by Mabe Village, I guess. Yeah, because one of them is the graveyard. So we're actually gonna go to Trombo Shores real quick. And I probably could have gotten there just as fast from Martha's Bay now that I think about it, but oh well. It's fine. It doesn't take very long to cross the map in this game anyway, so we'll go on ahead and head down this way. And I do want to actually fall here. So this wall right here we can blow up and head inside now that we have the magnifying lens. There's going to be someone here that wasn't here before. I found a good item washed up on the beach. I'll trade it to you for what you have in your B button. Okay. Don't give me that item. How about something else? Okay, so I recommend giving him the shovel. And he'll give you the boomerang in return. So the boomerang in this game is overpowered. Go on ahead, exit, and come back in. Okay. So, was that only added in the remake that you could have both? Is that why there's not enough item slots? I don't know, if anyone knows that, let me know. But I'm gonna get rid of the shovel at this point. As we just don't need it anymore, so no use in really keeping it. I can use Mambo's Mambo here, actually, because his pond is right next to where I need to go anyway. And we can go on ahead and finally get this heart piece that I was talking about earlier on in the game. That I think it's down this way, actually. Let me equip the Pegasus boots before I make that mistake again. But I do want to show the boomerang, because the boomerang in this game, it does so much damage. It is flat out just a broken item. Like, the fact that it's completely optional is probably a good thing, because it basically makes the bow nearly useless in this game. It's kind of nuts. But let's go on ahead and get this. So, like I said, you should be able to jump over to this earlier in the game if you want to get it. You could get this as part of your second heart container, really. But we'll go on ahead and just pick it up now, the way it's kind of intended to be gotten. And there's one other thing that we can do, and I guess that the boomerang not being obtainable, or having both the boomerang and the shovel is probably a good thing for now, because it means I don't have to get more rupees. So I'm gonna, you know, look at the good side of that. Real fast, I am gonna double check how far into the camera quest we are. 2 shots left. Okay, so one of them, wait, 2? Huh? Okay, I guess there's more. I guess the game over one will be just one of the shots. It'll be shot 1, and they're kind of interchangeable. Because there is one more that I'm really going to show, but I'll show the other one probably in the final part of the series. But I do want to show one more thing before we start making our way to the 6th dungeon for real, which is going to be the raft ride. To my knowledge, this is pretty much worthless to do, other than maybe a secret seashell being somewhere in it. but I would very much recommend just following the path I took on the secret seashells. Maybe not getting them in the exact same order, I don't know, but I got all of the earliest ones you can to get the Koholint sword, so if you talk to this guy, you can spend 100 rupees to play the raft ride game. Gone ahead and avoid the first waterfall and go down the second. This is going to allow you to pick up a lot more stuff. So you can use this to get a whole lot of rupees. I pretty much wasted what's good about going towards this side. Oh, you can't hookshot around on this version. Oh man. So they made this a lot easier in the remake. I feel like you also have a bit more control over the raft. That is a spot we'll be able to get to in the 6th dungeon, actually. But all of these give you 20 rupees, I do believe, so it's pretty easy to make your money back. I don't know if I actually did, but yeah, that's the entire raft ride minigame. I'm trying to remember what this is here. I think this just goes back up. Yeah. So what I'm going to do to save a little bit of time, and they actually changed this room in the remake because there's a heart piece here. I'm going to go back to the animal village just because that's where we need to progress from. So I'm going to meet you guys back over there. Okay, so from the animal village here, I also have noticed that the frame rate really tanks when I'm tabbed out. Because sometimes when I tab back in from OBS, I kind of forget to go click on it again. So I missed a few squares in the rapids ride. That's whatever. The rest of the map, though, will map out pretty easily while just playing the game. So we're going to be going to that spot there that you can see just below me. That is our main goal right now. And we're stuck in the running animation. There are two shrines, one to the north and the other to the south. First head north, where your ancient ruins speak of the windfish. You will learn much there. Okay, let's kill this bomber, or not. So yeah, we need to go down this way, and I believe that there is a secret seashell up here. Maybe. Is there anything out of this tree? You can get a fairy out of this tree, which I will gladly take. I know there's a secret seashell there in the remake. So, here we can actually encounter Armos for the first time in the game, but you can actually avoid a lot of them. And Armos died to bombs, but there's actually a pretty good method to kill them that I have not talked about at all. And that is bomb arrows. Can you actually hit them with your sword in this version? No, you do have to use bombs. Or can you just use normal arrows? Oh, you can use normal arrows. Okay. So, I know in the remake I usually just kill them with bomb arrows, but I guess you can use normal arrows. Can you use the boomerang? I'm over here experimenting with all this myself at this point. Okay, so the boomerang also works and doesn't use a consumable item, so... if we come down here... Got some rupees. I think this is the secret seashell, and you just get rupees instead of it if you've already completed the seashell quest. But I actually don't know where the last 6 are all that much, so I'm not the best person to ask, probably. But yeah, this is the southern face shrine. The northern face shrine is going to be dungeon 6, so we're not too far from the dungeon itself, really. And I've heard a few things about this boss in this port, so one thing I'm actually going to do real fast is do a quick save and quit, just to make sure this part goes fine. But yeah, I've heard that the only way to damage it is to dash into it with the Pegasus boots. Wow, that killed him really quickly. So this Arma statue, normally, at least in the remake, you have to like just hit it with arrows, but I guess you can just stun lock it if you dash into it over and over. I'm running low on magic powder. You do need to light those torches to see this. To the Finder, the Isle of Koholint is but an illusion. Human, monster, sea, sky, a scene on the lid of a sleeper's eye. Awake the dreamer, and Koholint will vanish, much like a bubble on a needle. Cast away, you should know the truth. What? Illusion. And there we have it, the real truth of Koholint. Nothing here is real. Which is, you know, probably not a big surprise to most people. Hoot, I see you have read the relief. While it does say the island is but a dream of the windfish, no one is really sure, just as you cannot know if a chest holds treasure until you open it. So you cannot tell if this is a dream until you awaken. The only one who knows for sure is the windfish. Trust your feelings. Someday you will know for sure. I like how they kind of paint it like a Schrodinger's cat situation. But, yeah, this, like, okay. Yes, this game does pull it was all a dream kind of thing. But I think this game does it really, really well. I think telling the player well before you reach the end of the game instead of just pulling it at the end of the game after you've beaten it makes it have a lot more impact, as it's something that kind of just festers in your mind as you play through the rest of this game. There's still quite a big chunk of it left, and just having that knowledge and yet playing to the end anyway, it's quite easy to just say, yeah, of course I would play to the end, it's a game. But I feel like when you really sit down and think about it and just kind of treat it as a story, then things feel a lot more complex than just that. But it also just raises the question of, if you can't really awake from this dream, would it be so wrong of Link to stay here? Let's heal your wounds and get rid of all that stress. So, because, like, would it... No, I'm not gonna give a definitive answer on this one, but what would be wrong with Link just staying here? You could say, yeah, but this isn't his reality. Or this isn't reality, it's just a dream. But as of right now, this really is Link's reality. And sure, I guess you could say he needs to wake up from this dream, but say he just decides never to do that. Is he really wrong for doing so? Oh yeah, I forgot about the key. Good thing we already have it. I wouldn't say there's a right or wrong answer to it. I feel like it's all up to your own interpretation with that, but I just think it's an interesting question that the game can kind of raise to you there. But with that, I'm going to actually keep this equipped. Let's put Boomerang that. I'm going to end this part here, and I will see you guys next time where we'll take on the Face Shrine. Bye-bye.